A man is rejected because he subconsciously rejects himself and others. When Isaac got to town, he rejected the friendship. See what he did? He rejected the friendship of those people and accused them of being enemies. Not only that, he accused them of being murderers, and he accused them of wanting his wife. And he should have said instead, "These are my friends. Friends, friends, friends." Now, I dare you to do this on your job, everywhere you go, just in your heart, just go through and say, "Friends, friends, friends, friends." You go through the hospital, walk through the ward saying, "Friends, friends, friends, friends." Walk through your neighborhood, friends. When you get on the subway, you better. Friends, friends, friends. These are my friends. Now let's do some work to reverse some of this negative, silent inner conversation that may have taken place. Come on, with your hands and voices, let's proclaim, "Friends, friends, friends, friends. These are my friends. You're my friends, friends, friends. You're my friends." He rejected those people first. See what he did? He rejected them first. Listen to this. Anytime you are rejected, it is because you have first of all subconsciously rejected yourself. If you're going to a bank to do business, anybody to do business, call them friends. "These are my friends." If they stamp your loan disapproved, look at it and smile and say, "Friends, friends. That's one more bill I won't have to pay." You see, there are subconscious reasons sometimes why you don't get certain things. Sometimes the reason you are rejected for certain loans and business things is because subconsciously you don't want the responsibility. Your subconscious knows that. This is why you got to clear the mind. Here's another good question. Do I really want what I want? Do I really want what I think I want? Say that. And it's good to be clear about that. I tested you ladies a few weeks ago. Said, how many of you want a husband? Then how many of you want to get up every morning early and fix his breakfast? Said, "No, not me." See? How many of you want him to get up and fix your breakfast? Not many of those left. When you say you want something, you ought to do as Jesus said. Count the cost. Everything's going to cost you something. Now, you're not going to get something for nothing. Even what you think you got for nothing is going to cost you. And many times what you thought you got for nothing will cost you more. Ask yourself the question in everything that you're trying to be, to do, and to have. What is the cost? What's the price of this? Now, am I willing to pay it? You see, otherwise you'll create some self-opposition. Because way down deep, your subconscious will know, no, I don't want to do that. So, everywhere you go, call people your friend. Do that. And you know what you do? Don't wait until you get where you're going. Get in the habit also of sending your word ahead of you. That's what Isaac did. He sent his word right ahead. But send the right word ahead of you. Now, I dare you to do that. "Behold, I send my messenger before my face, who shall prepare the way for me." Say that. "Behold, I send my messenger before my face, who shall prepare the way for me." Don't go to take care of any business or to do anything. Don't set out on any enterprise unless first of all you do what? Send your messenger before your face. Bless everything in sight. Bless everything you can think about. Bless everybody that comes to your mind. When I'm jogging in the morning, whether it's down the street or on the boardwalk beside the ocean, and people that I meet, I usually say to myself, now I set up my blessing for everyone that I shall meet. And my blessing to you is, good morning, beloved child of God. And so I silently give everyone that salutation. And quite often I'll meet someone who will uncharacteristically say, good morning. You know, I've never seen them before. Objectively, they've never seen me. But what is it? It is the incarnation of my own subjective word. Repeat after me again. Behold, I send my messenger before my face, who prepares the way for me. So you see, it is your thought and your feeling, your word of love and blessing that go before you. And when you get there, the deal will already be done. All you have to do is sign and pick up your check. All right? If a man's good is taken, it is taken because he thinks and feels subconsciously that they should be taken and will be taken. He mentally commits self-murder and self-robbery by the thought and feeling, the conviction and emotion of the same. Isaac said some dangerous words. Fortunately, he moved up in consciousness before they all became flesh, because he set himself up not only to lose his good, but he set himself up for murder. He set himself up for killing. Fortunately, he went up from there to Beersheba before all of his self-destroying thoughts and feelings sprang forth into manifestation. A mind must leave his low points of thought and feeling. Now repeat this after me. A mind must leave his low points of thought and feeling quickly before they spew forth any more negative manifestations. And this is what Isaac had to do. He had to hurry and get out of that valley, go to the wellspring of loving, peaceful agreement, Beersheba. Now, this loving, peaceful agreement is an agreement of the self with the self. Do you know, if you become at peace with yourself, you'll be at peace with God, man, and everybody else. The fire can't burn you, the water can't drown you. Go up to Beersheba and come to a divine, loving, peaceful agreement with yourself about yourself. I quote this beloved hymn again. Oh, agree with God and win. Say it. And many times I spell God with two O's, so let's say it that way. Oh, agree with good and win. Learn to agree with good and agree only with good. Now, back to the 6th and 7th verses of the 26th chapter of Genesis again. You see what Isaac did when he first went to town? He agreed with evil, didn't he? Do not agree with negative thoughts. Even if you're dead, don't agree that you're dead. Amen. That's one way of portraying Jesus' secret of resurrection. He never agreed that he was dead. Before he released his spirit from his body, he said, Father, into thy hands do I commit my spirit. In other words, I have never given these people the power to kill me. Amen. Don't you let this cross fool you. I mean, you know, it's not so comfortable up here, but but Father, into thy hands do I commit my spirit. I'm never going to commit myself to anybody or anything to do me dirt. So even when you find your circumstances uncomfortable, don't agree with it. And I think back at a certain point in time when I was experiencing want, lack, and limitation, I never agreed with poverty. There was just something in me, I just never did. Amen. I always felt like I should be rich. And I'd go around talking to my imaginary servants, driving my imaginary cars. What was I doing? I was agreeing that I was rich. I was agreeing that I had such and such. You're not going to prosper until you agree with yourself that you are prosperous. And when do you do that? You do that when you are in the valley. No, I am not in this valley. I'm on the hill. When men are cast down, you shall say, there is lifting up. Never agree with negative circumstances. Just don't agree. Nothing comes to you except it finds agreement in you. And back to the 6th and 7th verses of the 26th chapter of Genesis again. When Isaac first got to town, he agreed that those Philistines were dirty. That thought came to him. These are dirty people. Yeah, they sure are. These folks are envious of it. Yeah, they sure are. These are some terrible people. Yes, they sure are. These folks are going to be lusting after your woman. Yeah, they sure are. I can see them now. I can see it in their eyes. These people can't be trusted. No, they sure can't. Even when I lock up my things, I try to think. I says, now I'm not putting this lock on here because somebody's going to take anything from me. I'm just putting it on here to let honest people know they have no business in here. And sometimes you have to be very emphatic, you know. You have to let them know. May take 2 or 3 locks to give them the idea. You have no business in here. You are honest. You have no business in here. This business is so tricky in a sense. Tricks of the subconscious mind. So I have to clarify, sir. And when on those occasions when things have gone from me, I have to do some good treatment. But I'll tell you what I'm in agreement with. I am really in agreement that nobody can take anything from me. Nobody can take my good from me. Does that mean I never have had any experience where somebody factually tried? No, it doesn't mean that at all. Things have disappeared. But honestly, I have a certain understanding that all that the Father has is mine. And I know that really, ultimately, nobody can take my good. I know that. And I never agree with any facts that may appear to contrary. And whenever I have a situation in that area, I just work on myself. I just work. All right? Notice what happens when the mind agrees with God, good, and goes up to the well of loving, peaceful agreement. The Lord appears. The man comes to an understanding of the law of mind, which is, as a man thinks and feels about himself, so is he. The Lord appears to him the same night at his darkest hour. So if you are experiencing some type of darkness or negativity, agree with God. Come to an agreement of good. And in your darkest hour, the Lord or the law will appear to you. Now, in Genesis 26 to 31, we have the conversion of the enemies in the mind. And this is something that we all must do. We must convert the enemies in our minds. We just went through that in our exercise a moment ago by calling everybody what? Friends. Convert the energy of your thought and feeling from disharmony to harmony, from enemies to friends, from opposers to helpers. Convert your thought and feeling from working against you to feasting with you. You see, because when Abimelech and the Philistines came the 3rd time to see Isaac, instead of coming to do him dirt, to stop up his well, to take his good, they came and feasted with him. A man, a mind must establish a new covenant, a new agreement with his thoughts and feelings, that he will not trouble them and they will not trouble him. Let's make a loving, peaceful agreement. Let's go right now to the well of loving, peaceful agreement. When a mind is always in opposition, it's an indication that that mind needs to make a new covenant, a new agreement. Now, mind you, all of this happens within you. You know, this is the beautiful part about it. Now, it insults the human ego to discover that I am the cause of my trouble. But yet it is so convenient to know it is within me, because right here on the spot, I can correct the situation. I can go to my own mind and make a new agreement. If you haven't been getting what you want, go to your own mind and make an agreement. Now, here's the beautiful part about it. You don't have to get her to agree with you. Reverend Ike, who are the 2 or 3 that must agree? Me, myself, and I. We are the 2 or 3 that must agree. If you will agree with yourself, you will get what you agree for. Isaac did. He agreed with himself. These are some dirty people. They want to take my good, he agreed. Right now, we're going to make an agreement. Now, you must agree that you're not going to trouble your thoughts anymore. And if you will not trouble your thoughts anymore, then nobody will be able to trouble you. Nothing will be able to trouble you. Make an agreement. I am done with this mess. I'm tired of these folks coming down the hill here in my valley, dumping on me. Got enough of that, see. So here they come again, but this time, I'm going to make a new covenant. Oh my. I'm going to make a new covenant. I am not going to trouble my thoughts with evil agreements any longer, with negative thinking and imagination any longer.